Okay, my fellow Americans, good morning. This is going to be unique. I'm not going to tell you various aspects of history or what's going on currently. I'm going to offer you free land in a sovereign nation called Romania. I have it. I've submitted the papers properly and done it under the Constitution and done it under the 10th Amendment, which is allowed. And the nation of America has not said one word. They're just kind of ignoring it. But the papers were delivered and signed for, and I'm sure they know they have them. And I think they're just going to let me go as long as I don't do anything illegal. I have never done anything illegal. I don't even have any parking tickets, by the way. And I pay all my taxes since my land is, I don't just live here. I go into America, therefore I have to pay the taxes when I'm in America. Okay, they're half-acre lots. There's roads in, but they're not paved. They're sand roads, so you need a four-wheel drive vehicle. All these things I'm giving you, by the way, are an absolute necessities. If you can't meet this criteria, don't even apply. I'll tell you how to apply later. Okay, it's on a mountaintop in Arizona, and it's the most gorgeous land in the world. It's just unbelievably gorgeous. And it's very, very secure. It's on a little peninsula that the only way you can get to is through one road, which is well guarded and very secure. You got to know, I'm not giving you pictures now. If you apply and you sound reasonable, I'll send you some pictures. But because the reason why I'm not giving you pictures is because I don't want the Arabs to find out where I am. They've already been up here once, about 2 years ago. I chased them off, and they never returned. And then just recently, two in a truck came up here, and some friends of mine chased them off. And they didn't find it, but the last time they were within a mile and a half of it. It's not easy to find this nation. Okay. I'm looking at notes, so I try to cover everything. You must have a four-wheel drive vehicle because the way the roads are. Eventually, when they're hardened in, you only need a two-wheel drive vehicle. However, it's a good idea to have a four-wheel drive. We get some rough weather. Sometimes it's beautiful all winter long, but other times there's quite a bit of snow. Okay, you must have an RV or a mobile home. You want to build a house, that's fine. I'll help you do that. And you don't even have to have knowledge on how to live off the sun. I know that. I live totally off the sun. All this broadcast, everything is coming off the sun. I mean, it's amazing what you can do when you have enough sun. And a little bit of wind, too, by the way. You must have an income of at least $1,000 a month. If it's a family, you must have $1,500 a month. I don't care where it's from, of course, as long as it's legal. You must be a legal person in the United States of America. I don't care if you're black, white, green. I have no prejudices. The only prejudice that I have is against Islamics because their whole essence is of evil. The religion is a religion of evil. If you want to build a house, that's fine. We'll help you. I prefer Christians and Jews, okay, because they have some moral basis to their background and their intellect. This is not a cult. I'm not forming a cult. There'll be no churches or anything. I mean, if you want to form a church, I don't care. This is a free land. You can do anything you want. Everything will be voted on, but like a true democratic society. And so the vote is what rules the society, and that you are the voters. It's a sovereign nation. I don't know if America will ever accept it, but the papers have done properly under the Constitution. It's like a book written on it. And the only way they're going to stop you if you do something illegal. So I don't want you to think you can come up here and do illegal things. When you're in this nation of Romania, you can do whatever you want as long as it doesn't conflict with the Ten Commandments, which I'm going to get into in a couple of minutes. You better know the Ten Commandments, by the way, but I'm going to give you like extrapolations on them so you can understand it. Again, no illegal aliens, and if you have a criminal record of any kind, I'm not interested, okay? You won't get here. And if you can email me via the YouTube, providing they put this on here, and email me your phone number if you want me to get back to you. Okay, and then I will interview you over the phone, and then you can maybe come up here and see what you're going to get. Let's see, there's no laws other than the Ten Commandments. There's no civil system. Everything comes under the Ten Commandments. And we of Romania are going to try to show the nations of the world how to really run a sectarian nation. At least sectarian nation, by the way. I hope that you're religious, but the religious aspects will not come in bound, except if it's morality issues. Okay, now, I'm not going to tell you the Ten Commandments. If you don't know the Ten Commandments, don't send me an email. But let me show you how they pertain. One of the Ten Commandments is, you shall not kill. That means there's no abortions. All the Ten Commandments and all the laws associated with the Ten Commandments are absolute, and the penalties are absolute. Now, it should be obvious to any thinking and moral person that, you can't kill. If your abortion is killing, call it whatever you want, but the fact is it's killing. That's the problem of American society. There's too much subjectivity. There needs to be a certain amount of objectivity when people live in communities, in a nation of communities. Okay, now, how do you extrapolate that to other crimes? Let's say, for example, you come up here and you build a house, and, we're not going to check the house, or you build any kind of house you want. And let's say some people come in there and it falls down and kills them, and you're not even there. Well, you're guilty of murder. You built a faulty house, therefore you're liable for that, and you're guilty of murder. And the penalty for murder up here, thou shalt not kill, is you shall be executed. Let's say, for example, you're driving your vehicle. There's no speed limits on the road, and you run into somebody else's house. Well, it's not a civil matter. If you've done $1,000 worth of damage, you have to pay him $1,000. If you don't, the money will be taken from you, and you'll be extradited out of the country forever. No jails, no prisons, by the way. Anytime a crime is committed, it goes in front of a council of judges, a tribunal, 3 people that decide. And if it's on a national level, there'll be 10 people. There'll be 3 people. If it's on some local issue, like you running into somebody's house and destroying their house, you have to pay the damages. So all the 10 Commandments can be related to everything that can occur in society. They're simple and plain. It's common sense, actually. And then you're tried immediately, and whatever is the penalty for that, it's done immediately. There's no jails or prisons. By the way, we've been up here since June 9th. There's no crimes have committed at all, no penalties. In fact, there's been no arguments up here. It's a very peaceful land. It can be done very, very easily. So if you're interested, and seriously interested, by the way, no spooks. As soon as I talk to you, I'll know you're a spook. Remember, I was a spook. You won't be able to fool me that way, okay? Other than that, there's freedom. If you can't abide by the 10 Commandments, just forget it. If you can, and there's no problem with that, then you should consider this. Last but not least, you're not just going to get this land. You have to come up and you have to settle on it, okay? It's like a settlement in a new nation. So you have to settle on it. And that means move up here almost immediately. I'll take obviously some time to move. There are business opportunities already, by the way. I don't know if enough to make a living, but there are business opportunities. So this is available to you. And before you come, and before you even submit, you should watch all my videos so you understand my philosophy. It's freedom, but freedom with objectivity. If you kill somebody, you're guilty of murder. I don't care why or how you do it. You're guilty of murder. If you steal something, you're guilty of stealing, and you have to pay the money back, or you're extradited and you lose all your property. It's just real simple. It's simple and logical. If you commit adultery, you're not going to be executed, but you have one acceptance that you explained what you've done wrong, and if you do it again, you'll be extradited. When you're extradited, everything that you have on the property and the nation, you leave it. You're going to lose it. In fact, go back to America, Sodom and Gomorrah. And that's it. And the only reason why there's a panel of 10 or 3, if it's a small case, is because they're to adjudicate on the basis of the 10 Commandments. And whatever the commandments say, they have to abide by. They're just logistics people. That's all they are. They're not making judgments. Okay, look forward to your responses, and I will respond back as fast as humanly possible. Thanks.